I have in front of me a HikVision 8 channel NVR 8 megapixel. Okay, so this is available with free delivery from freetv.ie. It's incredibly easy to set up in terms of it has P2P, so you just scan the QR code, download the app, set it up on the SN code on it, and a matter of 3-4 minutes later you'll actually be looking at the NVR on your mobile phone. So super easy to set up. The price point on it's fantastic, and it's because it's used very clever design in terms of how we can set up the, up to 8 IP cameras to run on it. The thing to say on that is it's a little bit trickier to set up than some of the more expensive NVRs, but we do have videos in the range here to cover exactly step by step as we've figured out how to set it up in the most efficient manner possible. So if we look at the unit here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rotate and look at the back here, because we're going to power this up, look at it in a few moments time. So the first thing you notice is we have an audio input and output. We have to connect it to a monitor. We can either use the HDMI lead, or we can actually come along and use a VGA lead. We have alarm settings here which we can connect into. We have a USB port here which we're actually using just to connect our wireless mouse. We'd normally add a hard drive or a USB stick here. It would use the extract recording something. Now the main difference between this and the higher end HikVision, in the HikVision range, is single LAN port on it. So if we went for a more expensive one, you could actually have 8 PoE ports here, and each one connecting to its own camera, and it just makes the setup extremely easy. The complications of having a single port is that we need to use a switch. We need to power each of the cameras separately if it's not a PoE switch, and also we can have conflict in terms of the IP addresses, because all the HikVision IP cameras and things like that are doing it. So the way this will work is quite clever in terms of how we were able to overcome the entire situation. We have 2 main videos that accompany this one, and we cover how to get the camera set up and working on this. So we have an on-off switch here, and we have a power input here. So the power on this is 12 volts, 3.3 amps, so 48 watts, okay? So what I'm going to do at this point in time is I'll just grab the power unit here. I'm just going to power it in directly here. I'm going to grab our HDMI lead, power it in here. I'm going to grab a LAN cable here. It's coming directly off of our switch that I have down below with a couple of cameras connected to it. And I'm going to connect it in here. So fully connected up. I'll rotate that unit around, and I'm just going to actually push the power into the power unit. This power unit here, and it's a kettle type connection. So we grab this, push it in, and we hear a lovely little fan kick in, green light come on, and we've got power coming on into the unit now. So we can pull this out of the way. So the DVR itself, it's the DS7600 series, okay? So take the box out of the way, comes with a mouse, comes with 2 of these leads here. So we have a SATA leads here for both data and power, and the idea there is that you can add in up, we'll say, for instance, 2 4-terabyte hard drives into this here. We have the screws here which are used for mounting the hard drive securely inside it. And what we have here is we have a Cat5 connection here, or cable, LAN cable. And with a user manual CD here in English, all the rest of it. So it's going to turn on here now. And what we can do here is, if we we'll just get our connection up here, and we have this turned on already. And what we can do here is we'll just go in, just try to bring up the main menu here. So we have 2 cameras there that are up and running. Okay, so what we've done here is, I've just shown in the background here, I have 2 cameras that are actually just in a little drawer out of the way here, but I just have a switch here. And one of these switches, one of the cables is running directly into our NVR, and the other 2 switches are running to 2 IP cameras that I have hidden down here. I'll just bring one into focus here very quickly, so you can see it there, okay? Another one side by side. And in a previous video I actually came along and just configured this. I changed the IP addresses on the camera, and I set them up and added them on. So you can just see that we're able to add on the cameras quite neatly. So even though a single port, we can have 8 things with it. And with the help of our videos, you're going to save yourself probably 60-70% of the cost of buying an NVR if you had a switch already, because it's cheaper to do it externally like that. So we just have the things here. The main menu is there. we've set up a password here on it. That's a typical one. If you get us to add a hard drive, all of this will be done for you, and you have a sheet inside explaining what it is. But we have videos here just explaining about passwords, etc. And we have Playback Export. So playback recordings. We have the ability to export in recordings we've made. We have VCA search. We have a manual setup here. So a lot of cool things there. And we have a hard drive here. If you have the external hard drive built in, it will be detected there. We don't, of course. In terms of recording, what camera you want to set it up, what action you want it on, and the times, and if you want to replicate it over different days in a week, okay? So what we have here is configuration then, which is just the general things here, and some of the things we'd normally do in there would be things like networking, all the rest of it, looking at IPv addresses, all the rest of it on it. The fact that you're using P2P means it's incredibly simple because you're doing all just scanning in, pulling it up there. So there's not a lot of setup things you used to traditionally do with NVRs and DVRs. You don't need to do anymore. Maintenance here is about the QR code, rescanning the thing back in, recording, and you can check various things inside it. And then finally we have the shutdown here, and we're able to turn off the thing, and we just exit back out here now. And if we want to bring up a one main camera, we can do it that way, and we can choose, let's say, to have it, let's say, a 7-in-1. If we have multiple cameras there, and just pull it up in that manner. So overall, we'll say this is a really beautiful NVR, and if you take it in conjunction with the other things, the other videos we have in the series, you can suddenly say, come along and say, well, maybe I only have 1 or 2 IP cameras currently. I don't want to spend an enormous amount of money buying an NVR here, but I would like the ability to upgrade later on. Well, this is a perfect starting model on it, because you can say, okay, I'm going to put it in here, I'll power 1 or 2 cameras individually, and then I'll add later on maybe an 8-way PoE switch, and suddenly then I can add in all the other things. And because I have the video series that you get in the support here from freetv.ie, how to configure IP addresses, all the rest of it, it's very, very simple to do it, because it just works so easily on it. So we have this set up and running ourselves, probably in the space of about 10 minutes. It took us to add on the 2 cameras, have them running, and all the rest of it. So that's it anyway, an overview of the HikVision 8-channel NVR. This is the 8 megapixel, and the series on this again is the DS7600. Okay.